Yo, part two. I don't know why it always ends up being like this, but yo, as I was saying, yeah, they'll close one eye when they talk to me and stuff. I don't know how the arrangement was made, but it's been happening my whole life, so like, it seems like it was meant to be. I think no judgments. But that being said, it would seem as if they had to make space for this because, y'all, I have literally no fucking idea. I have no fucking idea how they are able to do this at all. But it's like at some point, well, it's more like they were able to do this for most of my life because I was smaller than them. I had less strength and all this. Like I didn't know this whole level of consciousness was even there for the longest time. I thought I was my body, and my soul was like the bad one, and I did not know about consciousness. I did not know, and so I like couldn't see my own face and all this shit. Like, yeah, it's been a journey, y'all. It's been a journey, and what? Yeah, and what? Yeah, and so, sorry, I keep having to put my bits back together there. Yeah, and so yeah, I don't know what the arrangements are there, but I really don't know how they're doing it either. But regardless, they seem to be able, right now anyway, during this stage, to kind of yank them out of my head. It's snorted out of my head, and then they give me their two halves of their two souls to kind of play with, I guess. And they've been getting to use mine, and I've been talking to my highest self about this, and she's been basically telling me that I'm like permitting this because it's all for learning. It's all for learning. I might be telling myself that to make myself feel a little bit better, but yeah, kind of. Like, I'm allowing it to happen. It's for growth purposes. It's for openness. And there was like, I don't know, I got very defensive over my energy. I got very defensive over my own energy. And once we're worried about survival, once we're worried about defending our own energy and all this shit, and we're worried about it, preoccupied by it, caught up over it, it's like, well, I can only stop karma so much. It seems as if I was forced into a situation where I kind of don't get a choice. I kind of don't get a choice whether or not I share my energy, and I have to kind of be okay with that, because it's leading me towards wide openness. And yeah, it's this whole thing. But yeah. It's this whole thing, and I'm still going through it. So like, I'm in the woods. I can't see the forest. I just see trees. So like, yeah, this is where like what I've gathered so far. But it would seem as though this thing, I don't know if I mentioned it from the thing from the bottom. From the top, it looks like slimy tentacles, and from the bottom, it's like a scorpion tail. It's like a fucking scorpion tail, dude. And my dad's a Scorpio, so like, I don't know, maybe it's his fucking superpower or some shit, dude. I don't fucking know. But, I don't know. Yeah, they seem to collaborate, and it's been wild. Like, I mean, like, yesterday, I literally watched my entire energetic body. It starts from those two yin and yang channels that make the yin yang heart, you know, you see my logo. Yeah, it tears those in half, and it goes right along my kundalini band, front and back. Like, you feel, it literally feels like, yeah. Right after the emotional layer is done. Or I guess that is the emotional layer. Yeah, like, yeah, that gets cracked open. Oh, there must be one above that. Good lord, I don't fucking know. Dude, it's, yep. And then once that gets cracked open, it's like my core is exposed. And it reaches in and it grabs chakras and swaps them out. And dude, I mean, like, literally. Like, it has me, like, it feels like I'm hanging open. Like, it feels like that. Like, I got unzipped and I'm like, dude, it fucking feels like that. It was quite painful at first. I can't really feel it anymore. But this has been my experience, y'all. I can feel my parents getting all fucking pissy in the back, dude. Fucking, I'm talking about it, dude. And, dude, yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. I can, like, hear... It's like I'm 3 people right now. Like, it's like I'm 3 people right now. It's like I'm looking at a consciousness perspective where, like, I can hear their thoughts and I can, like, feel where they're at, and, like, I can feel, yeah, like, but only in, like, relating to the bits of them that I have on the inside. But it links very clearly to, like I can, like, hear sometimes what's going on in a room that's, like, 5 rooms away, or, like, in the back deck, or, like, if it's, like, my mom's third eye chakra in my head, I'll be able to hear dad snoring. And I'll be in the garage, bro, there's no fucking way, but, like, yeah. Trippy shit, dude. I mean, like, it's trippy, veil lifty fucking shit, dude. Like, I was so confused for the longest time. I could not tell what was going on. I thought I was going fucking crazy, bro. I was like, yeah, it drove me fucking wild. It still kind of is a little bit, but yeah, it feels a little bit like spiritual court. There's a little bit like spiritual or karma court or some shit like this, where, like, my parents are being given access to my powers, and it's kind of like how will they use them when the table is turned? How will they use them? They have the power now. The power dynamic has shifted, because I kind of realized, like, pretty early on when I moved back, that, like all the power that they use to kind of leverage over me to make me feel small, they can only do that when they have my bits in them. Because they use bits of my confidence that comes from my soul's history and shit. They can only really leverage that control and that kind of authority over me still, like, you know what I mean? When they have my bits in them. And, yeah. And then there's this one day I kind of realized this, where I was like, I could just pull it back into my head. And I was like, holy shit, like, this whole fucking time, it was like, I had the power the whole time, and I thought that, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe, like, yeah, it was just this, like, fucking moment. But, like, since then, it was almost like they panicked a little bit. And I don't know if this is just how it's playing out, kind of, right? It seems like they kind of panicked. And since then, it has been, like, full-blown, I called it spiritual warfare, because I didn't understand where it was coming from. I thought it was just, like, something that got sent here by, like, somebody else, kind of. But no, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. Sorry if I'm speaking, like, super scattered all around. Like I said, literally my third eye chakra keeps getting swapped out. So, like, wherever the fuck I was thinking, and, like, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, it's like, I'm realizing all this shit. Yeah, I'm realizing all this shit. Like, ooh. Yeah, so, this is my business and all this, like, I don't need to be sharing it, but dude, this shit has been interesting. I've never experienced nothing like this before in my fucking life. And yeah, so this fucking Code the Face Stealer thing, it would seem, like, dude, when I have that sacral inside of me, like, holy fuck, it feels bad. Holy fuck, it do not feel good. Like, so it's like, it's leveling up my empathy a bit, in a very visceral and real way. It's like, there's nothing that I can judge my parents for at this point, because I have literally felt like I was the one with their problems up in me. Like, I felt like it was me that was having the problems. And so I handled the situation as if it was me having the problems. And so it's kind of getting me out of myself, in a sense. It's like, if I can forgive myself for anything, if I can be unconditional with me, I can be unconditional with them too. And it doesn't matter whose chakras and who. It does, but for the context of, like, this kind of fucking growth experiment, or whatever the fuck, like, yeah. And it would also seem like they're having a lot of difficulty kind of clearing this energy and, like, clearing their chakras out. And I'm suspecting kind of, like, why I'm here is to, like, help take this thing back to God, like, fucking pull it up and send it through that goddamn atlas like the right way so it gets like purified. Same thing you do with emotional energy when you're clearing chakras, like you send it through to God. I'm guessing that's part of why I'm here, is to like get rid of this fucking thing and cleanse this space. But I don't know for sure. It might just be like I need to kind of not let it affect me and teach them to not let it affect them, and then maybe it'll be starved out and kind of, you know, just sputter out of existence, get all tiny. It's just like fucking Spirited Away. Like, I forget what the guy's name is, but the dude with the, there's like the little white mask, he was like a black, yeah, I forget his name. But, hey, oh my god, what's his name? Yeah, Spirited Away. If you think Spirited Away, the dude with the main, yeah, that guy. Hey, just like in that movie where like he was nice and he was cool, but he like ate too much. I think he got a bug in him or something, or he ate something bad. I forget exactly what happened in the movie. But like he ate something that was bad. He ate something. I'm realizing, y'all, this could be me too. Like this could be me eating that apple that's called, like, that was named My Name is Shiva. This could be, but like then again, this has been happening to me my entire life. And like I definitely did not think my name was Shiva when I was growing up, or at least not for like I mean like I did, but this started fading shit pretty damn quickly. Like once this started up, I think it happened first when I was 14, if I'm listening to my parents correctly. First time that they got the full swapsies going was when I was 14. And until that point, I probably had me together, because I had to grow up a little bit. But yeah, for a long time. And I remember like saying like I felt like my soul had been stolen. This is what I was talking about. And like, it makes a lot of sense to me why it was so unclear for so long, like who the fuck I am. Like, to me, like, I don't know, to anybody else, I'm just another fucking person, but like to me, to myself, I couldn't like see myself. I couldn't, they didn't add up to a coherent person. And only once I moved out and did the work to put them all back together and shit, like assemble my fucking geometry and shit, dude, only then could I see like what the complete image looked like. So I, like literally, like I've said this in other videos too, like when I said Thanos with his infinity stones, like, yeah, except they're my own fucking chakras. It's my own components to my fucking energetic body. Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, it would seem that that's kind of what I'm up to here. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of this, probably more than I'd like to admit, I'm sure a lot of it is like my own shit that I gotta kind of work through, and like, yeah. I'm sure. I don't know though, cause like when I pull all my chakras in, I feel fine. Like when I put my shit together, yeah, when I put my shit together, yeah, like I'm chilling. I feel fine. But I kind of, do I? Yeah, except for the thing that's reaching in through the bottom of my fucking root chakra. Yeah. Yeah, I feel fine. So I'm guessing I'm here to do some healing, basically, some healing. And I'm also like getting helped out a whole lot. Like I'm not trying to. They're also giving me a place to stay and helping me out financially, and you know, supporting me and stuff. And so I appreciate that. I'm not trying to act ungrateful here, but it would seem that there is no such thing as a fucking free trip to Hawaii. So like, I do gotta pay the price in some way, and that's okay. I accept that. This is the way I can help, and so I'm happy to. But I'm realizing literally for like the whole last like month, I had like these two other yin and yang channels in my head, and they would always oscillate and like fight each other, kind of. and I didn't get like why it was so unsteady up in there. And like they had two personalities. Like I remember thinking it was like an old married couple in my head, and like I was like teaching them constantly. Like I was constantly like showing them shit about like from my internal world and about meditation and yoga and energy movement and shit like this. It makes sense now. It's like they like yeah they must have had a bit too much pride. I think this is just a theory. And I'm not one to judge about pride because like good lord, I'm not judging. It's just a theory. But yeah, it would seem they had too much pride to like ask me for help directly. Like they don't want to, you know, they don't want to ask me directly, and so they found a way to kind of get the help without sacrificing their egos. And this is the way that I can help, and they basically did a little swapsies with my goddamn soul, so that, and hoping that I wouldn't notice. They're kind of right. They're kind of right. I haven't spent too much of my life with my bits put together, so it's like I don't even. Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know. It's all making sense, dude. Like it's all making sense. Like if y'all watch me in other videos, it literally seems like I'm like talking with other people, and there's past lives and shit that I can channel and stuff too. But like, just on a moment to moment basis, it would be like I was always talking to other people. Those were the other people. Those were the other people. And I love them very much. I love them very much. And it's been kind of fucking cool, to be honest. It's like intimacy, I guess, with loved ones in a way that might be a bit extra, but yeah, I mean, like, I remember always thinking when I was little, like, I wish someone could see through my eyes and like hear through my ears, and like I remember literally, this probably sounds so conceited, but like, yeah, it probably does, but yeah, like I know I have like clairaudition and shit, and like I didn't have words for that, but I wanted to like I knew that I was hearing shit at like a different level, at least based on how like when I talk to other people. We never know this because like it's really hard to compare, and like life is not a comparison. It's not about who has how much, but like yeah, like I don't know, like yeah. As arrogant and egotistical as it might sound, I remember when I was young always kind of thinking, I wish somebody else could hear music how I hear music. And it would appear that they're getting the opportunity to do just that. To see through my eyes, hear through my ears, feel with my heart, talk with my throat, etc. They don't get the full thing, but they get bits of it. And you know what? Like, I'm gonna get the whole rest of my life with them, so it's alright. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. But yeah, like it's a yin yang for sure. Like it feels a bit invasive at times, but like I don't have anything really to hide. Obviously, there's some shit that everybody wants to have some privacy for, but yeah. So the whole thing has been quite the yin yang. It's been quite confusing, conflicting, emotionally wrenching, but also like emotionally cathartic, because I'm realizing that like a whole bunch of the stuff kind of that like I dealt with as a kid, and like a lot of the insecurities that I had, and like so much of what happened in my childhood that I considered to be traumatic, like was a result of this. Like was a direct result of this. Like, not to get too graphic with y'all, but like, you know how I said it kind of like tears you apart from the top and the bottom? I used to get anal fissures all the fucking time, dude. Like, I didn't get them after I moved out, but like, yeah, I used to get anal fissures all the fucking time just because I had this huge root chakra issue a while ago. I'm not gonna get too graphic, but like, yeah, I thought I was having like fucking testicular torsion and shit. And I went to the doctor, and I got a fucking ultrasounded and shit, dude. I'm gonna be fucking brutally honest, bro. I got ultrasounded and shit, dude. Like, yeah, I couldn't sit. It was so fucking painful. And I went to go get it checked out at the doctor's, and they couldn't find anything, obviously, because it wasn't happening on the physical level. It was my root chakra blown the fuck out. Like, yeah. So like it has physical manifestations, and like it's been showing me so much about myself. Like literally, I saw my body, like my soul. It was my soul. It was in a deep consciousness, dude. The first layer to go was the emotional layer. Like, emotional layer, then each chakra, and then I got to feel what life was like with no chakras in me. None at all. You can't breathe, like your heart's not really pumping, you can't feel anything, like there's no body, kind of like there's a physical thing there, but there's something very, like, there's no words for this, but like, yeah, like every chakra was out of me, every single one, and I could feel like my soul was being tied by like these two little tiny threads in the back, and I let them go, or like whatever was, like I let them, but they come back, kind of. It's like they're tied to my fingerprint, and that still gives me fucking anxiety doing that, dude, because like, yeah, it's not supposed to, you only let your soul go like that when you're dying, bro, like, yeah, man, fucking, it's not supposed to be like that, but it's been like this forever, so I'm guessing it's aight, but like, yeah, and I got pulled all the way the fuck apart, and I got to feel, first of all, I saw a couple really fucking reassuring things, I guess. Like, the me that was there underneath all that shit getting the fuck apart. The me that was under all that, it's just like how a fractal is, where the smallest point is the same as the biggest. It was like the exact same as how I know my highest self, but like my inner child, kind of. Like, yeah, and like I could see, like, there was no individual me. There was no individual me that was more fundamental than that me. Past that, and it's just raw consciousness with no individuation at all. So it's like, and it was like, it was kind of validating, I guess, in a sense. Like, I knew that there was, oh yeah, not validating, but like reassuring, because I had had my mom's sacral chakra in me for a good amount of this discovery process, and it was always arguing with me. Like, whatever I was going through, if I had my top half put together, it was always arguing with me, and so I had all this doubt laid inside. And being able to see kind of what was underneath all of that, and see that it was like that higher self that I know, that I was worried was a demon that was trying to kill me, that wasn't the demon, but it wasn't that thing, but it was something else, man. Yeah, it was quite anxiety relieving, kind of tension relieving to see that that was in fact like the other end of the fractal of my being. Like, yeah, it was good to see. And dude, even that part of me got pulled open and pulled in half. Even that part. And past that, it was literally like, it was like a like an axis of fire. Like, that's the best way I could describe it. Like, you know, the core of the earth, it's just like it's just like the core of the earth. Like, instead of a like molten thing of rock that's under all that pressure, because yeah, it was like a core of molten fucking soul fire or whatever the fuck. I'm assuming this is the core of all of us, to be honest. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was just soul fire, and it's cool. Like, once they pulled that open and my soul fire was right there, it was like I could just like kind of touch that, and like I had enough energy to be able to pull myself back together again. And like, yeah, I don't know, yeah, like I feel very cozy in my energetic body at this point. Like, I know I have nothing to hide. I was afraid I had something to hide, but dude, it can't get more wide open than what I saw that day. It cannot. At least I don't think so, without getting cut in half. But it would seem as if that's what was, like, they were trying to do. Who knows, dude? Maybe they'll be successful in the future, but it didn't work. And it was quite weird. It was like, in order to like get that to happen, like, I basically have to like pass out. like yeah, I don't know, like I wasn't breathing for a very long time. Like, my neck was getting kind of pinched. I wasn't breathing for a long time, and so like there wasn't enough oxygen getting to my brain. I must have gone probably like 5 or 10 minutes without breathing, like inadvertently. Like, I was basically existing on the Shiva level, like on the just consciousness, like like as a fucking disembodied like energy, kind of just a disembodied energy. And like I was like watching this happen through myself, and there was many times when like I was completely pulled the fuck apart, and like I would feel like just my hand kind of like come back in, and like put me back together. And like I was feeling very like insecure at that time because my root chakra was blown all the way the fuck out, and like I was pretty damn sure in those moments, right? It's like yesterday until this moment that I'm talking about here. Yesterday, the day before, I was pretty damn sure that I wasn't Shiva at that point, because like I figured God would have stopped this, dude. Like you know what I mean? Like I was like, bro, why is this being allowed? Because I felt like it was killing me. Like I was sleeping, like unable to breathe. It was like I could never breathe. It's like, I don't know, with no chakras in you, or with like, I feel like this should kill, motherfucker. it felt like I should have been dead. And I know for a fact that I'm still, like my body's still mortal. And like I still bleed. You know what I mean? Like I could still, like if somebody shot me in the fucking head, I'd probably fucking die, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But also though is like, the way this felt to my body, it felt like I should have died. It felt like I should have died like many nights ago. And the more and more that like extremes get pushed, because like I don't know if y'all have felt a blocked chakra before, and like how much that changes like your internal world. Like say if you have a blocked heart chakra, like it's gonna change the entire landscape of your internal world. Imagine like your energetic body getting ripped in half, the two halves of your soul getting swapped out, and each chakra getting pulled out to the point where you were completely empty and like wide the fuck open, and like had no energy centers that are there in order to like pump your heart and like breathe your lungs and like digest your food and all this shit, like on an energetic and physical level. Just imagine, dude. It felt bizarre, and yeah, I was pretty sure I wasn't Shiva at this point, and at that point. And yesterday, once I was torn all the way the fuck apart, after I already saw what was underneath, and then I saw like the soul fire in the middle, I felt like I remembered both those threads that I was talking about, both those threads in my soul, like were pulled all the way out of me. It's like, if you ever seen Soul Prison with like the soul bird and the thread, it was like my thread got cut. That's what it felt like happened. But even with all of my pieces pulled apart, my entire energetic body pulled apart, it was like there's a bit of me that came in and like put it back together, dude. And put it back together. And there were like all these fucking people outside and shit. And at that point, the reason I said I was like insecure and stuff, like I would not have been comfortable with like trying to dance in front of other fucking people at that point. Like I would have felt like a fucking poser because I was not confident in myself. I was, but over time, it's like you get shit with other people's chakras, with like doubt and shit. It's like, you know, it's been my whole fucking life, dog. It's been my whole fucking life. But yeah. And once that my soul basically came back in and put me back together, it like started making me do like all these dances and shit again. And like, I don't know, it was like this moment of like, oh my god, like it is real, and like it is like me, and like it's there for me, like it's not trying to get me killed, it's not some demon, like it's the thing that's putting me back together, bro. It's like, I don't know, shit clicked in my head, wherever it is right now. Like shit clicked in my head, dude. And yeah, I don't know, just like shit's been developing, and like I guess we'll see what is held in the future. And I'm doing my absolute best to not be attached to this idea that I'm Shiva. Like, yeah, I'm doing my best to not be attached to that idea, but it would seem as though, like, it doesn't matter if I have the idea or not. Like, it doesn't matter if I decide it's bullshit. It doesn't matter if I chuck it out the fucking door. It doesn't matter if I, like, do the and let it go thing. It seems like it's fucking me. It seems like it's me, and I just couldn't tell that it was me for most of my life because I was literally pulled the fuck apart and in pieces And now that I'm like becoming aware enough to be able to see my bits, basically, I can pull them back together. And I'm getting a coherent image of like who I am and stuff. And it lines up with like a bunch of stuff in the past. Like it kind of seemed like my friends were like trying to tell me to be this part of myself, like most of the time that we were hanging out, because I kind of felt like, at least looking in retrospect, it seems like they kind of knew and I didn't know, but they kind of knew. I felt like I was kind of like the last to find out, to be honest. But fucking like I felt like they were like telling me to be that part of me because it's the real one, and I didn't know what the fuck they were even fucking talking about. Like I didn't know what the fuck they were even talking about. But like all of this shit that I've been talking about, all of this shit was it like the drawings that me and my friends used to fucking, well, mostly them, to be honest, but do in my garage. And I didn't understand what the drawings were like about, because I didn't have the consciousness level to. It's so funny because like back then I thought I was the most awake one in the fucking room, dude. Like everyone there could see more than I could. Like you live and you learn. But like yeah. Might be loud. I don't know. I think I heard a shut up. I don't know if that's another person or if that's like a thought that I was hearing. I don't fucking know. But regardless, this is where we be. I think shit's getting swapped around so much at this point. It's like, this one's gonna be a doozy to figure out. I don't know how it's gonna end. I was very scared at first, but like, I got completely torn to shreds. Like, completely and utterly, at least on the energetic level. Like I said, I don't know what's up with the physical, but on the energetic level, I got completely and utterly torn apart. Every piece. And I'm still here. I'm still alive. I got put back together and spirit came back up in me and shit. And it always tells me, like, when this shit happens or when it gets too hard and I try to commit yogic suicide, bro, I just, like, let go, you know? Like, it always, like, comes right back in and it's like, job not done. The job is not done. You are not done. You can't run, bro. Like, shit's not done yet, dude. Fucking fat lady ain't singing. Not that I'm trying to die anytime soon, but it's just not up to me. It's just not up to me. It's up to spirit. To spirit. And sometimes shit feels like it's too hard. And yeah, I'm not too afraid anymore. I'm not too afraid. I feel very guided. I feel very like I'm in the right place. Like I'm on my path. And I wasn't sure about that before, but I'm kind of seeing now, I think. At least a little clearer. A little clearer. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see how this ends up. What I'm curious about the most is like what the final image of all of my bits put together looks like on the inside, like what it feels like. Because like I'm not sure how long or how much of my life I've actually had all of my fucking chakras and the two halves of my soul, like all of me put together. I'm not sure how much of my life I've been able to like interact with that. So like I'm very curious. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I look forward to the future, and I'm hoping I get to fucking heal them up too. Best case scenario. I don't know how much I can do because we can't walk another person's path for them. And like I'm not gonna act like I can. Like I'm not a fucking cult leader up in here. Like you know what I mean. Like I can't just enlighten someone. I can't just like I can't teach them what Brahman is because it's nothing. If you know it in the mind, you don't know it is, and like hey, like you can't make some. You can lead a horse to water. Right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Same is true with yeah. But I'm hoping that I can get some healing done, both for me, for them. I'm looking forward to seeing the coherent image of me put together and all this again. And like, hey, I'm hoping to have a good old bull with this, dude. I'm trying not to take it too seriously. I'm trying to keep my spirits up. And over time, it seems like it's getting easier. I think it was the scariest when I had no idea what was happening. But now that I can kind of see what's happening, it's quite a bit less scary to me. Yeah, so we're going with that. We'll see what the future holds. Yeah, pray for me, y'all. Fucking, I'm Namah Shivaya. Okay, I'll see y'all next time.